Hey y'all, I hope you've been having a wonderful week so far. Hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. And if you are in the eye of the storm, a hurricane, or whatever it is or will be by the time it reaches land, hopefully you will be safe and out of harm's way. As usual, this is AL Thick Madame. I am at the house brushing this hair, Lord. Y'all, I be going through. So, this isn't a hair video, but my original plan was to come home, get me a little refresher for my body and just relax for about an hour and then get on here. And I actually was going to flat iron my ends because see what had happened was y'all, I washed my hair Sunday, relaxed it actually, y'all, relaxed my hair, and my hair did not look like this on the ends until this morning. Now my hair is thick, even if a lot of people may not think it is. My hair does the absolute most, even in its relaxed state. So I'm just trying to maintain. And, you know, again, since we're dealing with all this crazy weather, this morning, my ends got a little wet from out of the shower. Okay, cool. But what I normally do is, if I don't do it on my own, I'll like wet the ends and kind of do it like a seal method. And then I'm good, right? But this morning, that's not what I did. It just got wet. And so it wouldn't be literally balled up. I, immediately when I got in the car, I just brushed it the whole time on the way to work. And work is just 10 minutes away. So I just was like, oh, okay, let me brush it. And then I did like I've done for the past couple of days, and I had this on. One thing y'all gonna learn about me is I love a good little theme or certain things. I love leaves. I love bows. I love butterflies. Lord, I love butterflies, y'all. But that's what I've been doing to kind of keep it, making sure it's not gonna fall in my face, because I've mentioned before, I cannot stand hair being in my face. So yeah, that's what I was dealing with. But y'all, I don't feel well now, so I'm not gonna do that, because what I was gonna do was I was gonna do this little mini review of Power while straightening these ends out, because like it doesn't even look as thick as it actually is in real life on this camera. Like my hair be doing the most. People think I'm natural, like for real. They be like, oh, she straightened her hair, or oh, every time I do anything, people automatically think that my hair is natural. I'm like, my hair is not in its natural state at all. So, and I mean, there's no shade at all to anybody who actually is natural, texturized, color treated, all that good stuff. I just don't want to do anything outside of relaxing my hair, because the way I'm gonna wear it most of the time is straight or a certain style that it's not gonna look the way I want it to look if it's in any other state. And if I want it to look even more like natural, I'll Bantu knot it out. And depending on how small or big it is, you can make it look like exactly like I have an afro. I could do that if I wanted to. And I have pictures. But anyway, I digress. So this is gonna be a very, 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 very mini video on Power. So Power came on Sunday and I'm just tired. Okay, so first of all, Terrence Silver know he wrong. Sir, I mean, this is literally what my exact response, my reaction, all that was when he popped up. I was like, sir, where you come from? Like, no, you do. You know you're wrong. How dare you? Like, I really was like talking to the screen. Like, I know you not. I know not. I know not. Like, I was so tired. So here come Terry and popped up on the scene, and I'm just like, but why, sir? I'm very confused right now. I don't understand why you're here. You skipped town, something terrible. Why are you here? So come to find out, he wanted to come back and, let everyone know that he actually, the umbrella that he works under, let those people know that he really is serious about making sure that Tasha comes out on top. And he just wanted to do whatever he could in order to get Ghost caught up in the situation and not her and her son. So Tasha ends up talking to Angela, and eventually, it comes out about Silver being back in town. And so she's like, well, how you know? And of course, Angie be knowing stuff. So I was just like, Lord, somebody please. So Angie ends up calling, texting, basically texting Tommy, Ghost, Tasha, and saying, all right, I need y'all to meet me at this undisclosed location. So they ended up meeting. It looked like an old abandoned school or something, or what are those places called? Oh my gosh, what are those places? Those alternative schools. It looked like one of those abandoned alternative schools or something. And they ended up meeting there, I guess, because there are no cameras. There's no, you can't see anybody coming in, going out, any of that stuff. So they're meeting there. And she's trying to get in the lowdown, like, look, I'm up there on the board. So what they want to do is to give me a certain amount of time to give them all the information that I have on y'all. And so they're looking at her like, what you mean? So then she was like, look, I'm not trying to have any of us to go down, because if one of us goes down, all of us goes down. And we need to keep the same alibis and the same responses that we've been given the whole time. That's what we need to do. Keep to those stories. Y'all, I'm sorry. I've had a random eyelash in my eye all day, and I'm just like, Lord, come on now. And I had to drive to work this morning in the almost about to start raining again type of weather. Like, Lord, how am I gonna do this? But I had to get to work for it. I was gonna be late. But I apologize for that. It is really doing the most. And I'm trying not to bust a clot again, because I did that on accident one time at my last job. Oh, have mercy. So anyway, so they meet. They're done meeting, and then like Ghost and Angie meet up separate of everybody and just having a little moment. And I'm just like, oh, I want to sit down. Anyway, then Keisha wanted to meet up with Tommy and talk to him and try to figure out what's going on, and ended up telling him that old dude rolled up on her and was like, I got information on your daddy, and I can prove to you that these certain things happen. And so she's like, look, I ain't no snitch, and she ended up dodging him. Well, about her business. So then she meet up with him later on, trying to figure out, what's going on. And he was like, what exactly did he tell you? And so keep in mind, y'all, I'm sorry, I left out a big piece of what happened. Tommy, because of everything that happened with him killing his father, he's still at his mama's house. I think at this moment he's at his mama's house. But anyway, during this whole time, he is snorting drugs like crazy. I mean, he was snorting so much. I was like, yeah, he's gonna be dead before the end of this scene, as much as he was like snorting right then. He was doing the absolute most. I was just waiting on somebody to play, I got Bobby by the pound, Whitney by the key. I was like, wait a minute, where the song at? When you need it. Like, he was doing the absolute most in that moment. So, like, he really was like deep in his feelings, as he usually is whenever he feels or he actually has been betrayed by somebody who he loves or he's close to. So He in his feelings, he in his JanSport, y'all, doing the absolute most, all the way in his bag like that. So he doing drugs. So he's drugged up, trying to talk to Keisha. And so like she's like, what is wrong with you? Like she really is trying to talk to him. Man, like I keep trying to tell y'all, Lala be coming up in there serving for no reason. And I just be like, man, why is we doing this? And I mean, she just be wearing regular random attire that somebody would wear who is in New York or somewhere cold, trying to keep warm. She'd be looking good for no reason. I'd be like, ma'am, I am here for it. I am here for it. I'm sorry. I'm not gay. I'm not bi. I'm not any of that. But you have to give credit where credit is due. And she be looking good. I'd be like, yes, you better set it off, Lala. But anyway, Tommy starts acting so irrational to the point where she was like, Tommy, I ain't got time for this. Like, I done sat up here. I done met your stepmama. I done met your daddy. Just the other day we had dinner together. Like, what are we? And so, like, he was like, you need to just go ahead and forget about me and leave while you have a chance and all this other stuff. Like, he was really talking crazy, like, really talking like somebody who's on drugs. And for some reason, she wasn't catching on to it. And I'm just like, how can you not tell this man is on drugs or he's bipolar schizophrenic or something? Like, some kind of mental disorder is going on, man. Why are you not catching on to this? Like, something is happening. One of the two is happening, or both. Somehow interchangeably is happening, but you're not catching it. So I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. So she ended up storming out. She get mad, she storm out. So then they keep panning back and forth. And then, oh yeah, they went to Dre at one point in time. Dre is in hiding. He's at another undisclosed location, trying to stay on the low until they figure out what they're going to do about the Jimenez sister. And he just feels like he is going to end up dead if he doesn't hide out. So that's what he's trying to do. I'm a little parched. Excuse me. So he ends up meeting Angie. And so she's trying to badger him once again. Like, look, you need to sign this paperwork so that I can provide witness protection for you. And, eventually it gets to a point where she was like, okay, it's just for you, right? And he was like, nah, for me and my daughter. But wait, I gotta go back because Dre is dirty. He is so grimy. Like, I was like, you're wrong. Okay, so they had a random scene where Dre was having sex with his baby mama, right? So I'm like, okay, this is a random scene. Oh, okay, y'all doing the absolute most, right? So Dre ends up getting in a sexual position where he sees something at the corner of his eye because there's a mirror like above the bed, and he kind of looked or saw something, a figure moving, and Dre ends up ducking just in time because he about to get shot, right? So then he get up and he trying to fight off the people that's in the house or whatever. Baby mama come set it off. I was like, ma'am, you doing the most. She done grabbed a ball and bust somebody upside the head, knocked them out, and cussed the man out some more. Like, she really was helping, like, fight, right? And so Dre ended up having to kill the people that were there. He got his gun. He ended up shooting one of them in the head. And I forgot how the other one got killed. But yeah, he had to shoot both of them because they was going to kill him. And it's crazy because while he was in the middle of having sex, the people came in and they snuck in the room. When the first room they snuck into looked like was his daughter's room. And his daughter is like really, really small, like in a crib, right? So I was like, they better not be dirty to just sit up there and do this to this child. I know not. I know y'all not about to do this. That's what we not finna do. Because y'all gonna make me come through the TV. I love children. I don't play that. I believe the children are our future. So do not do that. So, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm doing the most. My little pocket was doing the most on these pants that I love. So I was like, let me take this mess off because I never find the time to sew it on. So maybe during Christmas time or Thanksgiving, I might find the time to sew it back on. But as of right now, I'm not. I'm not doing it. So it's annoying me. And today was kind of chilly, so I wore these pants. I forgot what I used to call them. We back home we call these pants a certain type of pants. They're like fleece and they have like big pockets on the side. Not carpenter or whatever. None of that. So anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. So they over there trying to strategize, about who sent these people, whatever. And so it get to a point where Dre ends up meeting with Angela again, right? And he's like, okay, like, whatever, what do I need to do, whatever. And so he was like, look, I need to get out of town now. And he's trying to stay on the low. He ended up meeting with his, like, next in charge, I guess is what he's supposed to be. And he was like, look, man, I'm getting out of town. I got to get out of town. I got to keep low. It's too hot right now. And he's looking at him like, okay, you got some money, so I can, get out of town. All my other stuff is tied up in the club and all that. Like, because of all that stuff happening, and they went in and they saw that head in there and all that stuff. A lot of stuff is tied up. He cannot continue the drug business. He can't continue nothing right now, really, to be honest. So it's just one of those situations. Y'all, I'm sorry. My head getting on my nerve. I can't. Like, it's getting on my nerve so bad. So anyway, the dude, for some reason, Dre just feels so comfortable telling this dude any and everything, right? So he's telling him all of this information. Just like before, he told him all this information dealing with Kanan, and the guy ended up going back and telling Kanan information. So I kept wondering this whole season, like, why they keep bringing this random wannabe gangster dude? They keep bringing him and trying to, like, give him, like, real parts. And I'm trying to figure out why. Okay, randomly, they have a scene where it's, like, raining outside. And Tommy is walking to his car. And dude pops up out of nowhere, and dude is literally leaning up against Tommy's car, or standing next to one of them. But Tommy off rip was like, "Yep, I got that burner on me." Y'all, I'm tired. I was like, "Why is this dude standing here?" And I realized it was him. So he kind of said enough to let Tommy know it's cool for him to at least sit in my car. Let me hear him out, see what he got to say. Make a long story short, old dude sat up here and told him, like, look, I was the person who told Kanan the information he knew. Reason certain situations happened when Kanan was alive, because Dre told me the information and I told Kanan. Kanan told me that if anything was to ever happen to him, that I needed to come to you, Tommy, because you to connect, you got to work, and I want to work. So I was like, bro, you doing the most. That dude, if you ever seen that show, y'all know that dude do the most. So anyway, he was sitting up there doing the absolute most. And like, he gave him some information about his father being the snitch and all this stuff. And he's just like, how you know? And it is, I think that's what happened. I'm doing the most. Like, I do not feel good. I'm so sorry, y'all. If I have that wrong, somebody correct me. But anyway, he ended up telling him something that Tommy wanted to check out for himself to see if it really was true. At one point in time, what did happen was Tommy found out, which is something that we didn't need to happen, is that Ghost knew all along. Well, not all along, but he knew that his daddy was doing what he was doing. And, in this moment, Tommy is thinking, oh, it's all because of Ghost. Ghost wanted to get my daddy out of the way so that he can be back on top like he normally is. Like, everything in Tommy's mind always goes back to, Ghost think he better than me. Ghost think I can't do nothing. Ghost think I can't run nothing. Ghost just want to run everything. And if it ain't about Ghost, then it's a problem. Like, that's the way Tommy always reacts to everything. So, y'all, excuse me. So, we get to a point where Proctor and Ghost met up, and he was trying to tell him that some information came out. Some more information came out where the people came to him and was like, look here, a woman is the person who came up and said some information about seeing you and hearing your voice and remembering you and all this other stuff, talking to Ghost. And it's that woman. It was this woman a long time ago who, when Ghost was really heavy, deep off into being who he is, he had a bag or something over her head. She didn't see him, but he spoke to her in reference to her. And she killed her boyfriend. I think he was drug connected somehow. And, you know, instead of just killing her, which, you know, it kind of is, I mean, it's sad, but a lot of people be like, if you let me live, I won't tell anybody anything. But Ghost was dumb enough to sit up there and use his real voice, and he was just talking like he normally talks. And ever since that woman heard him like a season or two ago and saw his actual face after that, connecting the two, she has been like, oh no, this is the same person. So they were at this groundbreaking ceremony for the that little project, the Chow project, or whatever they call it, where they're trying to build this building that has Raina's name on it too. And ended up talking again, and she was there. She randomly came to the forefront, and I was like, here we go with this woman again. She done bust up out the bushes. Why does woman keep busting up out the bushes though? So she in her feelings. So she done contacted like Mock and that other guy. I don't know why I can't remember his name. It's the white guy that's always with Mock. So, you know, they know that she's a witness and she can identify him as being Ghost and being there and having a connection to that death. And y'all, things done got so rough that even though they've been trying to nail Angela to the cross, all kinds of random stuff has been popping off, right? So, okay, I tried to tell y'all earlier that Angela was trying to get Dre to sign something, right? Okay. So, Angela had a little setup where Dre was going to go back to his little hideout and they were going to have people shoot at him, like a whole bunch of people shoot at him. And it just ended up leading to him just being desperate and doing anything he felt he needed to do to get out of the building, right? So he done jumped completely out of the window. And here come the van where I never remember the name of who they are. The people that Angela works for, that company, that division she works for. United States Attorney and all that stuff. They roll up in the little bulletproof van right on time. And they let him be like, well, come on, get in. He got in. It was like, you gonna sign this paperwork? Keep in mind, I told you I keep on forgetting stuff. When I don't write something down, I will forget, and then it'll come back to me later. So a vital part of what happened when Dre was talking to the snitch was that he said, yeah, Angela think I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna say that somebody else did this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell them that Tommy and Ghost killed what was his name? I was about to say Sandoval. It was that other connected case, y'all. I don't know how I just forgot that all of a sudden. It was a whole RICO case they were doing. I forgot what the man's name was. But anyway, it was a big part of like a couple of seasons, and they finally got to the end of it. Ghost found out some information, and him and Tommy went and rolled up, and they ended up killing the dude in like a random desert. It was bad. So anyway, I don't know why I can't remember his name. Anyway, so the dude ended up telling Tommy that information too. So yeah, he knew dude had to be telling the truth because a lot of stuff he was saying is actually what happened. He was like, well, how do you think Kanan knew this? It's because I told him. So anyway, fast forward back to Dre being in the van looking crazy. So Tommy and I guess Tommy was like, all right, the van ain't moving. What is going on? He ended up shooting at the van, right? They, on purpose. See, what the situation was, Tommy knew what was going on, but the other hitters didn't know what was going on. So they really was trying to shoot to kill. Dre has learned under Ghost's leadership in the streets what he need to do in order to try to duck and dodge and try to, evade bullets at all costs. Tommy could have killed him like long time ago in the beginning of that scene, but on purpose, he was missing him. So, like I said, he had jumped in the van, they closed the door. And he was hesitant to sign the paper. So then Tommy sprayed up the side of the van. And he was like, are you going to sign the paper or what? And so against his, I want to say against his better judgment, but against what Andre wanted to do, he ended up, Dre, whatever his name is, against what he wanted to do, he ended up having to sign the paper. So yeah. He signed the paper and then they sped off. So one of the hitters was like, Tommy, we had the shot. Why you ain't hit him when you had the shot? Because Tommy like came out of nowhere. Like y'all don't be understanding. It be taking so much restraint for Tommy to just be not setting it off because he be ready. Like Tommy is so crazy. Like don't nobody have time. Don't nobody have time. Don't nobody want that smoke. I'm sorry. I know I don't want that smoke. Don't nobody want that smoke with Tommy like that. I'm sorry. He be doing the most. So they are all good on that front. So then Ghost ends up meeting with Angela at that place that they were at before, where they were there at that undisclosed location that looked like an abandoned old school. So they talking. And so Ghost is basically baiting her to try to see if she's going to drop a dime on herself. And he was like, well, what was that you were talking about earlier that, you've always saved yourself? And she was like, yeah, when we get in certain situations, I always save myself. You always save yourself. That's just something that we do. So he's thinking this whole time that the woman who can identify him as being Ghost and who's going to say something about the murder, he's thinking it's Angela because of Proctor's hate for her. He's trying to get all this information out of her, and he's kind of getting to the point where he's like, okay, if it's not her, then who is it that said this information? So he ended up finding out who it was from her. So as they're winding down, it gets to a point where Angela was like, look, man, we ain't gonna be able to do this after all this blow over. Ain't no me and you. We ain't gonna be able to be together like that. Nothing ever works for us. Something in the milk ain't clean, basically, is what it was about. And so I was just like, ma'am, I'm glad you acting like you have some sense in this moment. So, man, Angela tried to leave, and then they came back, and they trying to say their little whack goodbyes, and all of a sudden, Angie look up. She see Tommy through the stairwell pointing the gun, and she moves. She like mushes. She literally like mushes Ghost out of the way. Gets shot right here in her chest. Man, y'all, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I got to quote directly what I said in reference to this because I'm tired. I don't know if any of y'all have seen on the Shade Room. Yesterday, somebody posted something. Wait a minute. I'm gonna find it real quick. Yesterday, somebody posted Angela is not dead. Power TV season 6, and that was in the hashtag, right? My response, I'm sorry, I reposted it to my page on Facebook, and I said, I didn't see the last breath leave her body, so I'm not counting that heifer out just yet. I need to personally view them embalming her body to believe it. Then I put all hashtags to I don't trust that bullet, hashtag Ghost screaming don't count, hashtag he didn't care about Raina like that, hashtag I said what I said. Y'all, I'm sorry. Me and my friend was talking about that too, because he get on my nerves. You have never shown this much emotion for your children, like ever in life. You never showed this much emotion for your wife. You ain't even show this much emotion at your child's funeral. I'm sorry. And I understand that people grieve differently, but Ghost is just trifling. Like he yelled out one of those screams that an animal, like certain animals, when one of the pack has been killed or something. I forget, what is that, a wolf or something? It's some wolf or something. That if one of the wolves in the pack gets killed, they do this like shriek. This bastard was like, ah! And I was like, I was so tired. I was like, I'm so tired of you, sir. You set it all the way off for Angela. And I've seen, wait a minute. Y'all, I gotta go to my little thing. My friend, I'm gonna show it to y'all. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, wait a minute. Look at this foolishness. Look. Y'all, I be dying. Can y'all see it? Wait a minute. This is what happened. This is how he looked in that exact moment. But this is what it says. Angela's box is made out of gold. He ain't scream like that for Raina. I mean, I'm just saying, like I've been saying this for the longest, the way he acts in reference to Angela versus anybody else in the world who he's actually, I understand he basically grew up with this heifer, but I'm just saying though, you have children. You literally have 2 kids left out of the 3 y'all had. You do not act like this at all about any of your other kids. I understand you might not act like that because you and your wife ain't on that level. The little of y'all might have felt for each other, especially given the fact that you sat up there and got her pregnant 3 times. Okay, but it always bothers me when dudes set it off for some random heifer or something stupid instead of their actual kids. Like, come on now. You're doing the absolute most. Like, I feel like he would set it off more for Angela than his own mama at this point. Like, he does the absolute most. I cannot. Y'all, so I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody say. Until I see the last breath leave out of her body and them embalming her body, she ain't dead. And I've been saying that ever since the shot was fired and I saw it with my own 2 eyes early Sunday morning. She's not dead until I see them. What we call it down here? I need to see. I need to see slow singing and flower bringing in order to believe all this, including the embalming. I might not be there in person. Somebody that I trust in whatever city it's gonna be in. Cause I know some people that live in New York. If it's gonna be in New York, I will find somebody and be like, look, I need you to go up in there, put on a little mask if you need to. I need to know that this heifer really is being embalmed. And it's real. This is really happening. This heifer's really dead. Like, y'all, for a TV show. Like, that's how tired I am. They be doing the absolute most. But yeah, that was my little review of sorts on Power. I'm just so tired. Like, they be getting on my nerve. Ghost irks my soul, y'all. He really be irking my nerves. And like Tommy does the most, but Ghost just, you would think Tommy is like all the way on the top, but Ghost Tommy be having a point, and I hate this. Like I really be hating it though. Tommy really has a point, and if it ain't about Ghost, then it ain't right. It's a problem if it ain't about Ghost. But anyway, y'all, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a nice night. Bye.